From humble beginnings back in 2003, the company has grown to be a European leader in radio nurse call technology. The Medicare brand is synonymous with quality, reliability and ease of use. Technical Director Derek Gray heads the development of a new innovative product range that has successfully married technology and care. Before we begin any new development, it has to meet some fundamental criteria. First and foremost, it has to provide care staff or residents with an improvement on what they already have. Next, it has to be simple to use, and finally, it has to be cost effective. From the design stage, we go to the prototype and test stage, and when we are finally satisfied that everything is just right, the finalised boards are sent for rigorous independent testing in order to gain CE approval. Manufacturing and quality control is carried out here in the UK at a modern technology facility. Our service teams carry out the system setup and programming prior to installation. This could include installing schematics of the care home for our MAP facility, loading a customer's corporate logo onto the welcome screen, or inputting the call point descriptions onto the programme. Of course, most customers will never see the high quality manufacturing facility, and not many will realise how much time, expertise and cost goes into the completion of the product range. So what makes hundreds of care facility owners and managers choose Medicare every year over their competitors? The answer is a combination of a well thought out nurse call system, exceptional customer care and great value.
Our HTM nurse call system is based on the standards set out in the HTM 2015 Bedhead Services document that's used throughout the NHS. This means Medicare customers can be assured that their nurse call exceeds the requirements of care standards. The room unit call point is tough, yet elegantly designed and sits on a discreet wall bracket. Because the unit's also portable, it can sit close to the resident anywhere in the room should they need it. Of course, as the call point is portable, there's always a chance that food, drink or other materials could come into contact with it. That's not a problem, as the unit doesn't have traditional buttons that can become clogged or leak liquid into the box. The Wipe Clean label prevents liquid ingress, and for added protection, it's coated with the world's leading antimicrobial additive, Microban. At night, it's easy for the resident to find the handset as it's clipped to their bedclothes and it has a luminescent label. The call point has the same properties, which makes it easy for care staff to find it in the dark rather than disturbing someone's sleep by switching the light on. A weak part of many call systems is the handset lead. This is often tied around the bed or left trailing on the floor. Straight leads come under strain when the bed is moved, often causing damage. The Medicare lead, however, is a telephone-type curled cable and simply stretches when it's pulled, eliminating the strain and significantly reducing breakages. The end clip can be used to stop the lead trailing on the floor, where it can be a trip hazard, as well as being susceptible to damage from vacuum cleaners and feet. The call point can be programmed to activate the alarm should the lead or an ancillary device be unplugged. Every bedroom call point has a secondary socket, which can be used to attach a variety of useful devices to aid in the care of the patient or resident. From traditional floor pressure mats to enuresis detection sheets, epilepsy alarms, PIR monitors and mattress mats can all be used on the system, and as the socket is addressable, the display panels can indicate if the ancillary device has triggered the call. This is especially useful when monitoring a resident who's at risk of falling. For the user, operating the nurse call is as simple as a single press of the button or pull of the cord. The display panels will display the call on an orange background, and the audio sounder will beep on a 1 second on, 9 second off routine. This follows the HTM standards and ensures that care staff are alerted to a call without too much noise disturbance to both residents and visitors. Once a call has been initiated, a timer will appear in the bottom right of the display screen. In the event of multiple calls, it's easy to see which resident has been waiting the longest time. The screens are touch sensitive and have a call accept facility. By touching the orange area of the screen, the call can be accepted, and this makes the other care staff aware that the call is being dealt with, as well as silencing the sound. Of course, there's always a possibility that the member of staff who is going to the call is waylaid and doesn't actually respond. In this event, the call will come back onto the screen after 90 seconds and will not allow another call accept command. Once in the room, the carer can either cancel the call by pressing the grey reset button, or they can press the green ATD button. This displays the room number and staff in attendance on a green background. Finding care staff is very simple with this facility. The carer can summon extra help with the staff assistance button. The screen will display the staff assistance request on a yellow background, and because this is a more urgent call, the sounder acknowledges this by a more insistent audio routine. Pressing the emergency button will turn the screen red and increase the audio to a maximum warning. This call takes priority over all other call types. All call types are reset via the grey reset button, and any button can be pressed in any order. New staff and agency workers will find the map facility very useful. Touching the map button at the bottom of the screen will bring a schematic of the care facility onto the screen and indicate where the call is coming from. One of the many benefits of the Medicare HTM display panel is that detailed information can be displayed to clearly indicate where a call is coming from. Rather than just lights or numbers, the panel can be programmed to display floor level, zone, room description, and even the resident's name if required. Changing the information is straightforward, as new configurations can be loaded at any time. To make things even easier, the panel can be connected to the internet, and Medicare are able to make any changes you require remotely. Many care facilities find pages are a useful addition to the system. These display the call type and description, with the convenience of this information being immediately available to the carer wherever they are in the home. For care homes that require silent systems at night, a combination of pages and display panels is an ideal solution. Each display panel has a night mode facility, enabling the panel to automatically fall silent at a preset time and automatically restore the sound at another preset time. Using this facility in conjunction with pages set to vibrate mode will ensure peace from the nurse call sound at night without compromising staff response times to calls. Where zoning is required, the display panels can be set up to ignore all calls from call points that are not in their zone, or can be programmed to accept emergency calls from other zones. Timed zones are also possible, allowing full or partial zoning during certain times and all calls to all panels at other times. An excellent management tool is the Medicare Call Logging program. This can be loaded to a standalone computer, or in many cases can be loaded onto the manager's computer. The program automatically creates an audit trail of all calls made on the system, including the time, date, room, level of call and staff response times. This program is an ideal way to reassure residents' family members that their loved one is receiving regular contact with care staff and that their calls are being answered promptly. Regular checks can be recorded onto the call logging by simply getting care staff to press the reset button when they enter the room. This logs the room visit, including the time. By pressing the staff attendance button when they enter the room and the reset button when they leave, staff are able to log both when they visited the room and for how long they were in it. Information on the call logging program is very easy to find. Individual rooms and dates can be selected to view specific call information, as well as global lists of all the calls. The information is downloadable for detailed evaluation. Fire regulations often require exit doors to be unlocked or opened by a push bar. This can create a problem if some residents are at risk of leaving through an unlocked door and exposing themselves to danger. The Medicare Door Contact Unit can be used to sound an emergency call if this situation occurs, allowing staff to retrieve the resident before any serious harm occurs. If necessary, the door can be disarmed by using the key switch. Magnetic swipe door contacts are also available, giving staff free access through the doors without activating the call system. For some residents, the use of a neck pendant will be advantageous. These are particularly useful in garden areas where a full-size call point is not practical. The pendant can be safely worn around the neck and has an anti-ligature breakpoint to prevent choking. The pendant provides security and reassurance to the resident, as well as reducing the number of care staff that need to be with or close to the garden area when residents want to enjoy the fresh air. Another great advantage of the Medicare HTM nurse call system is the ease of installation. Most care homes can have a new system fully installed within a day, and there's very little disruption to the day-to-day running of the home and no damage to the decor. And in future, additional call points and panels can be added quickly, easily and economically. There's no upper limit to the number of call points that can be linked into the system. Once your new system has been installed, you'll find the after-sales service to be excellent. But don't take our word for it. Here are care home managers and owners who actually use the system.